A very warm welcome to all my nearest and dear students. Yeah, so this is the last video of the model question paper 1. We are almost at the verge of completion of the first model question paper. We are left with only the last main, that is the fifth main, wherein we have to solve the questions on organic chemistry. That is the last main. So let us take up those questions in this video and let us finish off the model question paper 1. Okay, are you ready? So please be ready with your pen and paper. Please practice the organic reactions and please note down the different points that I mark now. Okay, yes, come on students, let's get into it. Okay, yes, the last part, that is the fifth part. We solved part A, part B, part C, part D. In part D, we have solved the fourth main, that is physical chemistry. And in part D, we have the last main, that's the fifth main, full of organic chemistry. Okay? Yes. We solved the questions from inorganic as well as physical. We are just at the verge of completion of the questions on organic chemistry. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yes, students. Yeah, here comes the fifth main. Fifth main. Okay, so this is purely on organic chemistry. Okay, and we know this main contains 6 questions. You have to answer 4 questions, and each questions carry 5 marks. Okay, I have told you in chemistry we don't have five marks question as full. Okay, 5 marks is being divided as 3 plus 2 or 2 plus 2 plus 1. Okay, this is the okay, yes. So for most of you, this is the toughest part. Okay, yes, for most of you, this is the toughest part. Okay, because you might not have practiced the organic reactions very well, and most of the students will forget the organic reactions because they have not practiced it so well. So if we don't practice organic reactions, definitely I'll tell you we cannot memorize it. So you have to keep practicing it often and often. Okay, yeah. So directly we will go with the questions now. So here is the 32nd question. Write SN2 mechanism and mention the order of this reaction. Okay, you have to write SN2 mechanism and mention the order of this reaction. So students, here we go. SN2 mechanism. So let us write, this is for 3 marks. We know 32nd question, A, it will be either from SN1 mechanism or SN2 mechanism. So make sure you learn both SN2 mechanism as well as SN1 mechanism. So we have to write SN1 mechanism. So what is the general reaction for, we have to write SN2 mechanism. First write the general reaction. What is the general reaction? Okay, bromomethane, formula CH3Br. What is this? Bromomethane, methane, yes, reacts with aqueous potash, okay, yes, you'll remove potassium bromide, therefore we will get methanol as the final product, methanol, right, plus potassium bromide. This is the main reaction. So for this we are supposed to write SN2 mechanism. Please follow the SN2 mechanism. Here we go. Yes, let us use a different pen. Yes, so CH3Br. See this, see the entire mechanism here. CH3Br, CH3Br. We know halogen carries partial negative charge, carbon carries partial positive charge. the nucleophile. Which is the nucleophile? OH minus. Okay, the nucleophile attacks the carbon from the rear end, and therefore it reaches a transition state wherein both the nucleophile and the leaving group are attached to the same carbon. Yes, leaving group and the nucleophile are attached to the same carbon, isn't it? By partial single bond. This is the transition state. Transition state. Okay. Now, the bond between carbon and bromine becomes weaker and weaker, whereas the bond between carbon and the nucleophile becomes stronger and stronger. Okay. As a result, this bond completely breaks and it results in the final product. What is the final product? That is nothing but methanol. Methanol plus Br minus. Okay, Br minus. So for writing this mechanism, you will get 2 marks. Okay, we know this is the slowest step. So can we write the rate of this slowest step? What is the rate of the slowest step? Rate is given as R is equal to K into methyl bromide to the power 1 and OH minus to the power 1. Therefore, what is the order? Order of this reaction is 1 plus 1 equal to 2. Hence, SN2 mechanism is a second order reaction, isn't it? Second order. It's a second order reaction. Am I correct? So in order to write the order, you'll get 1 mark. So altogether 3 marks. Simple. You have to write the mechanism and you have to mention the order of this reaction. Okay. So 3 marks. Apart from this, this is the proper answer, appropriate answer for this particular question. But apart from this, please learn the other steps, other points of SN2 mechanisms also. What are the other points? Please remember these points. In SN2 mechanism, I told you, nucleophile attacks from rear end. Attacks from rear end. Please remember all these points. Rear end means from back side. Next, okay, reaches a transition state. Okay, transition state. Yes. Okay. Yeah. The slowest step involves two reactant species. Hence it is bimolecular. Bimolecular, correct? Yes. Okay. Next, it involves inversion of configuration. Inversion of configuration, correct? And last point is, look at the order of reactivity. Order of reaction is different. Order of reactivity is different. Order of reactivity. What is the order of reactivity? Methyl group is more reactive than primary alkyl halide, than secondary alkyl halide, and tertiary alkyl halide. So please do remember these points also. Okay. Please understand what has been asked in the question. Okay. Yes. Here they have just asked you to write SN2 mechanism and mention the order. So if you write this mechanism and if you mention this order, you will get 3 marks completely. But if they ask you further, anything further, so please make sure you learn these points. Okay. Correct. Yes. Next question, students. Yeah. What are Grignard's reagent? Write the general formula. What are Grignard's reagent? Any idea? Yeah, very simple. Grignard's reagent: alkyl magnesium halides, isn't it? Alkyl magnesium halides are called as Grignard's reagent. Alkyl magnesium halides are called as what? Grignard's reagent. What is the general formula of Grignard's reagent? What is the general formula? The general formula of Grignard's reagent is RMgX. Correct. Can you give me an example for Grignard's reagent? Yes. Methyl magnesium chloride or ethyl magnesium bromide. Alkyl magnesium halides are called as Grignard's reagent. So 2 marks question. Okay, simple. We completed one full question from haloalkanes and haloarenes. Hope it is clear. Yes. Next question. Explain, again most expected question. Explain the mechanism of dehydration of ethanol to ethene. Yeah. Explain the mechanism of dehydration of ethanol to ethene. Whenever they ask you to write the mechanism, first write the general reaction. Ethanol to ethene. Formula of ethanol is CH3CH2OH. When ethanol reacts with concentrated H2SO4, okay, when ethanol reacts with concentrated H2SO4 at 443 Kelvin, when ethanol reacts with concentrated H2SO4 at 443 Kelvin, dehydration takes place. That means there will be removal of water molecule to form ethene. To form what? Ethene. Understood? It forms ethene. Are we clear? Yes. Now, for this, we are supposed to write the mechanism. Okay. Let us write the mechanism. Just a minute. Okay. Yes. We are supposed to write the mechanism for this, okay, reaction. We know dehydration of ethanol to ethene contains 3 steps, isn't it? Which are those 3 steps? Now, step 1. What is step 1 called as? Step 1 is called as formation of carbocation, isn't it? Formation of carbocation. First step. Yes. Look at here. Well, okay, ethanol, CH3, CH2OH. Oxygen carries 2 lone pair of electrons. We know this very well. Reacts with acid. Acid donates what? H plus ion. The lone pair of electrons in the oxygen will abstract H plus ion to form CH3, CH2, OH, H plus. Is that correct? Sorry, the first step is not called as formation of carbocation. Okay, the first step is called as formation of protonated alcohol. It's not formation of carbocation. The second step is formation of carbocation. The first step is called as formation of protonated alcohol. Okay, so the lone pair of electrons in the oxygen of ethanol abstracts the H plus ion from the acid and it forms protonated ethanol. This is step 1. So you'll get 1 marks for this step. Now look at the second step. As I said, second step is what? Formation of carbocation. Isn't it? Step 2 is formation of carbocation. Okay, Now consider the protonated ethanol. What is that protonated ethanol? CH3 CH2 OH H plus. So this protonated ethanol will lose water molecule and forms a carbocation. Look at here, CH3 CH2 plus. It will lose a water molecule. So carbon carrying positive charge is nothing but carbocation. This is step 2. For writing this, you'll get 1 mark. Now the last step, step 3, is called as loss of proton. Loss of proton. Loss of proton. Take this carbocation CH3, yes, CH2 plus. Okay, so this bond will be shifted here and proton will be lost. So that results in the final formation of ethene, CH2 double bond CH2 plus H plus. Look at here, acid, concentrated sulfuric acid acts as dehydrating agent as well as it acts as a catalyst. We know catalyst will be regenerated at the end of the reaction. Look at here, we got back the acid at the end of the reaction. For writing this step 3, you'll get 1 mark. So 3 marks question. Step 1, step 2 and step 3. What is step 1? Okay, formation of protonated alcohol. Here in mechanisms, okay, arrow marks are very important. Please don't forget to write these arrow marks. Arrow marks indicates the flow of electrons. Step 2 is formation of carbocation and step 3 is loss of proton. Simple? Yeah. Next sub question. Explain Williamson's synthesis with an example. Williamson's synthesis. What is Williamson's synthesis? See this. Alkyl halides. 2 marks question. You have to write both the explanation as well as the reaction. Alkyl halides reacts with sodium alkoxide to form ethers. This reaction is called as Williamson's ether synthesis. Alkyl halides reacts with sodium alkoxide to form ethers. The reaction is called as Williamson's ether synthesis. See the reaction. Alkyl halide RX reacts with sodium alkoxide, formula RONA, to form, look here, just remove NaX. What is formed? ROR is formed plus NaX. What is ROR? This is nothing but ether. But for this reaction you will not get any marks because okay, the question is very particular. You have to write an example, not the general reaction. For writing this general reaction, you will not get any marks. So take up an example. I have clearly told you, whenever you write an example, wherever there is R, take R is equal to CH3. Okay, CH3Cl. What is this? Chloromethane. Okay, reacts with CH3ONA. What is this? Sodium methoxide. Yes. Okay, remove NaCl. Therefore, it forms CH3OCH3 plus NaCl. What is this? This is dimethyl ether or methoxymethane. Okay. So for this explanation, you will get 1 mark. For an example, you will get 1 mark. So altogether, this question is for 2 marks. Okay. Yes. Finished. We finished 2 full questions. One from haloalkanes and haloarenes and the other one from alcohols, phenols and ethers. That's great. Next question. Yeah. Lower, okay, this next question is from aldehydes and ketones. Understand the question. Lower members of aldehydes and ketones are miscible with water. Miscible means soluble in water. Why? Very simple, students. What is the condition, primary condition for a substance to be soluble in water? Either the substance should be polar and it should form hydrogen bond with water. When the substance is polar and forms hydrogen bond with water, then definitely that substance is soluble in water. That substance will be miscible in water. So here also lower members of aldehydes and ketones are miscible with water because, okay, yes, lower members, 1 mark, lower members of aldehydes and ketones, lower members of aldehydes and ketones form hydrogen bond with water, form hydrogen bond with water. That is why they are soluble. Hence, they are soluble. They are soluble. What happens to the higher members? Higher members are less soluble because as the number of carbon atoms increases, molecular weight increases. As the molecular weight increases, the solubility decreases. Look at aldehydes here. Okay, R, okay, C double bond O H, aldehyde, water, yes, H O H. So there is a formation of hydrogen bond. Aldehydes are polar and they are able to form hydrogen bond with water. Hence, both aldehydes and ketones are soluble in water. 1 mark question. Very simple. Next question. Complete the following reactions. So, they have given benzene, carbon monoxide, HCl in the presence of anhydrous aluminum chloride and cuprous chloride. Can you think of what reaction is it? Okay, can you name this reaction? Yes, very simple. The reaction is called as Gattamann's reaction. Only Gattamann's? No. The reaction is called as Gattamann's Koch reaction. So what is the final product in Gattamann's Koch reaction? We know benzene reacts with carbon monoxide and HCl in the presence of anhydrous aluminum chloride or cupric chloride to form benzaldehyde. It forms benzaldehyde. And the reaction is called as Gattamann's Koch reaction. This is 1 mark. We have one more question wherein we have to complete the reaction. That is the second question. Just think, what reaction is it? We have benzaldehyde and we have acetophenone. What reaction is it? In the presence of an alkali at 293 Kelvin, what reaction is it? Yes, it is Cross-Aldol reaction. Cross-Aldol condensation reaction. Cross-Aldol condensation reaction. Exactly correct. Yeah. See, benzaldehyde. Let me write full reaction. Benzaldehyde. Okay. It's quite a big reaction. Reacts with acetophenone. Okay, let us write it like this because we need to use alpha hydrogen. Okay, yes, acetophenone, C double bond O. Can I write CH3 as CH2H? Yeah. Now what's going to happen? This is alpha carbon, alpha hydrogen goes with oxygen and alpha carbon goes with carbon. So we'll have, see the reaction, benzene ring. Yes, okay, C double bond O. This already has, sorry, CO, not double bond O. It's not double bond O, I'm sorry, CO. Double bond becomes single bond now. Single bond. O for oxygen, hydrogen gets attached. And for carbon, we'll have CH2, C double bond O, benzene. Correct? Yeah. This reaction takes place in the presence of alkali. Now, what is this? This is beta hydroxy ketone. Beta hydroxy ketone. This is alpha carbon, this is beta carbon. Now since they have mentioned temperature, that is 293 Kelvin, when heated it will lose a molecule of water. Can I write this CH2 as CHH? Yeah, this will lose a molecule of water to form the final product. What is this? This is the final product. See this? CH, double bond CH, single bond C, double bond O, yes, benzene ring. This is called as alpha beta unsaturated ketone. A very big question, but it has been asked only for 1 mark. Okay, yeah, what reaction is it? It is Cross-Aldol condensation reaction. Cross-Aldol condensation reaction. Good. Yes, hope you have understood. Next one, students. How does acetaldehyde reacts with hydrazine? Give equation. Hydrazine. How does acetaldehyde reacts with hydrazine? Yeah, acetaldehyde formula. Okay, CH3, C double bond O, H, acetaldehyde. Acetaldehyde reacts with hydrazine formula NH2, NH2, hydrazine. This is hydrazine. Acetaldehyde reacts with hydrazine. Okay, remove water molecule H2O and it forms what? Remove water molecule, therefore it forms CH3, CH, double bond N, NH2. What is this? This is called as acetaldehyde hydrazone. Hydrazine forms hydrazone, zone, acetaldehyde hydrazone. Well, what type of reaction is it? Yeah, it is nucleophilic. Okay, this is nucleophilic addition cum elimination reaction. Addition cum elimination reaction. Please write the explanation also. So I can just say acetaldehyde reacts with hydrazine to form acetaldehyde hydrazone. Okay, 2 marks. So this completes the questions on aldehydes and ketones also. Okay, didn't you find it easy? Very easy, right? Yeah. Yes. On the same lines, let us solve questions on carboxylic acids. Now we are having questions on carboxylic acids. Okay, look at the first question on carboxylic acid. What is Hell-Vollard-Zelinsky reaction? Hell-Vollard-Zelinsky reaction, HVZ reaction. Give an example. What is Hell-Vollard-Zelinsky reaction? We know in Hell-Vollard-Zelinsky reaction, carboxylic acids. See, carboxylic acids. Let us write HVZ reaction. Okay, Hell-Vollard-Zelinsky reaction is nothing but HVZ reaction. Carboxylic acids reacts. Okay, carboxylic acids, you have to write the condition. Having alpha hydrogen. Carboxylic acids having alpha hydrogen reacts with halogens in the presence of red phosphorus, in the presence of red phosphorus, to form alpha halocarboxylic acids. This is called as HVZ reaction. Carboxylic acids having alpha hydrogen reacts with halogen in the presence of red phosphorus to form alpha halocarboxylic acids. This reaction is called as HVZ reaction. Observe the reaction. Again, they have specified an example. First, let us write the general reaction. R, yes, CH2 COOH. This is alpha carbon. Hydrogen attached to alpha carbon is called as alpha hydrogen. Reacts with halogen X2 in the presence of red phosphorus. So hydrogen plus halogen goes out as what? HX. Now it forms RCH XCOOH. This is called as alpha halocarboxylic acid. So again, for this reaction you will not get any marks because they are specified. You have to write an example. How do I write an example? I told you, whenever you write an example, take wherever there is R, take R is equal to CH3. Example. Yeah, CH3 CH2 COOH. What is this? This is nothing but propanoic acid. Propanoic acid, isn't it? Okay, this is alpha carbon and hydrogens attached to it is alpha hydrogen. Reacts with chlorine in the presence of red phosphorus. Hydrogen plus chlorine, hydrogen chloride, and therefore the product is RCHCl. Okay, yes, let us write it properly. It's not R because we are writing the example. Yes, isn't it? Okay, yeah. So CH3 CHCl COOH plus HCl. What is this? This is nothing but 2-chloropropanoic acid. 2-chloropropanoic acid. Understood? This reaction is called as HVZ reaction. Okay, what is this? This is called as HVZ reaction. Understood? Okay, that's good. Now, let us take up the next question. Explain the effect of electron withdrawing group on the acidity of carboxylic acids. Okay, you have to explain the effect of electron withdrawing groups on the acidity of carboxylic acid. Very simple. Okay, very simple. Electron, look at the answer. Electron withdrawing group, okay, increases the acidity of carboxylic acid, increases the acidity of carboxylic acids, isn't it? Electron withdrawing group increases the acidity of carboxylic acid by decreasing the electron density on oxygen. By decreasing the electron density on oxygen. Okay, electron density on oxygen. So which effect is it? Minus I effect. Okay, yeah. For example, electron withdrawing groups like chlorine, NO2 group, okay, etc. So these groups, when attached to carboxylic acids, okay, the acidity of carboxylic acids increases because they pull the electrons, okay, and hence the electron density on oxygen decreases, and this effect is minus I effect. Whereas if you take electron releasing group decreases the acidity, exactly the reverse. If they ask you to write for electron releasing group decreases the acidity of carboxylic acid by increasing the electron density on oxygen, that is by plus I effect. Make sure you learn this. Very important question. Okay, that's it. Clear? Yes. Next one. Yeah. Explain decarboxylation of benzoic acid with equation. Explain decarboxylation of benzoic acid with equation. We now actually the question itself is wrong. It should not be benzoic acid, it should be sodium benzoate. Okay. Explain decarboxylation reaction. Yeah. See, you have to take sodium benzoate. Sodium benzoate. What is the formula for sodium benzoate? C6H5 COONA. Sodium benzoate reacts with soda lime. This is sodium benzoate. Sodium benzoate, okay, reacts with soda lime. What is soda lime? Mixture of sodium hydroxide and calcium oxide. Mixture of sodium hydroxide and calcium oxide is called as soda lime. So you have to remove, look at here, Na2CO3. Remove Na2CO3, and therefore what is formed? It forms benzene. That's it. It gives benzene, isn't it? Okay, benzene. Yeah, when sodium benzoate reacts with soda lime. What is soda lime? Mixture of sodium hydroxide and calcium oxide undergoes decarboxylation to form benzene. That is what we are going to write it in statement. See, very simple. Sodium benzoate okay, reacts with soda lime. What is soda lime? Mixture of sodium hydroxide and calcium oxide undergoes decarboxylation to form benzene. Correct? Yes, that's it. To form benzene. That's a 2 marks question. Decarboxylation of benzoic acid with equation. So this completes even the questions on carboxylic acids. See, we have completed haloalkanes and haloarenes, alcohols, phenols, ethers, aldehydes, ketones, carboxylic acids. Now we will take up the questions on amines. Very important again. Yeah. See, look at the questions on amines. See, understand the question. Write the equation and the IUPAC name of the product formed when aniline reacts with bromine water at room temperature. Understand the question. You have to write the equation and also the IUPAC name of the product formed when aniline reacts with bromine water at room temperature. See the reaction. Aniline, what's the formula? Okay, yes, benzene. To this benzene there will be NH2 group. Aniline. Okay, this is aniline. Okay, aniline reacts with bromine water. Wait a minute. Aniline reacts with what? Bromine water. Yes, bromine water. What does it form? Yeah, we know. Yes, amino group attached to the benzene ring is both ortho and para directing. Therefore, we will get a product like this. What product is it? Yeah, NH2. Yeah, bromination takes place at ortho position, para position, and also at ortho position, which is called as 2,4,6 tribromo aniline. 2,4,6 tribromo aniline. This is the IUPAC name. Understood? 2 marks question. For writing the reaction, 1 mark, and for writing the IUPAC name of this product, okay, IUPAC name, what is the IUPAC name? 2,4,6 tribromo aniline. So this will give you 2 marks. Over? Yeah. Next, part B. Write the increasing order of basicity of the following amines in the aqueous solution. Aqueous solution. Yeah. Write the increasing order of basicity of the following amines in aqueous solution. Aqueous solution. They have given ammonia, and then they have given triethylamine. This is triethylamine. They have given ethylamine, and they have given diethylamine. We know triethylamine is tertiary, ethylamine is primary, diethylamine is secondary. Please remember the order when they have given triethylamine, ethylamine. Please remember the order in aqueous solution. Please remember the order in aqueous solution. See, this is the order. Usually secondary, that means secondary amines is more basic than tertiary amines, more basic than primary amines, more basic than ammonia. This is exclusively applicable for ethylamine. That means to say diethylamine is more basic than triethylamine, which is more basic than ethylamine, which is more basic than ammonia. This is what is the order of basicity in aqueous solution. But students, if they ask you for methylamines, for example, ammonia, look at here, trimethylamine, okay, methylamine, dimethylamine. So we know this is tertiary, this is primary, and this is secondary. For methylamine, please remember this. Secondary is more basic than primary, more basic than tertiary, more basic than ammonia. That means to say dimethylamine is more basic than methylamine, which is more basic than trimethylamine, which is more basic than ammonia. Please remember this order if they have given methylamine. If they have given ethylamine, this is the order in aqueous solution. Secondary is more basic than tertiary, more basic than primary, more basic than ammonia. Okay, so this is the answer. This is the answer. Okay, now next question. Quite a lengthy question. How do you prepare primary amine by Gabriel thalamide synthesis? Give equation. You are supposed to write, okay, Gabriel thalamide synthesis. Just equation. Okay, very big reaction. Gabriel thalamide synthesis. Gabriel thalamide synthesis. You just have to write the equation. Okay, Gabriel thalamide synthesis. So we will start with thalamide. What is the formula for thalamide? Yeah, benzene ring, C double bond O, C double bond O, N, H. This is called as thalamide. Thalamide. Well, thalamide reacts with, okay, aqueous potash, KOH, aqueous potash. So we'll remove H2O here, H2O. Therefore, it's going to form, see the product, C double bond O, C double bond O N, okay, minus K plus. What is this? This is called as potassium thalamide. Now this potassium thalamide reacts with methyl chloride. Okay, so we'll remove KCl. Remove KCl. Therefore, it will form what? Benzene ring. Yes, C double bond O, C double bond O, NCH3. This is called as methyl, N-methyl thalamide. N-methyl thalamide. Okay, this will react with sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide. So we'll break the molecule here and here, H, therefore it forms CH3NH2. This is nothing but methanamine. That is a primary amine. Methanamine. It's a primary amine plus, okay, benzene, COONA, then COONA. This is called as sodium salt of phthalic acid. We're not worried about this. We want methanamine. That's it. Understood? Yeah. So this is Gabriel thalamide synthesis. Gabriel thalamide synthesis. We got primary amines by Gabriel thalamide synthesis. You're supposed to just write the equation. This entire equation is for 2 marks. So with this, students, we have completed amines. We have left with only the last question, and that question will be from biomolecules, isn't it? Yeah, let's take up the questions on biomolecules. Yeah, see this? You have to write the Haworth structure of alpha D plus glucopyranose. Haworth structure of alpha D plus glucopyranose. Alpha D plus glucopyranose. See the structure? So write a 6-membered ring with an oxygen at the corner. Yes. Write the bond lines. Yes. This is first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, fourth and fifth carbon. First carbon, look at here, H, OH, H, OH, OH, H, H, OH, and then finally CH2OH, H. This is alpha D plus glucopyranose. Okay, understood? Yes, alpha D plus glucopyranose. Students, if they ask you to write beta D plus glucopyranose, how do you do it? Very simple. This is for 2 marks. Okay, alpha D plus glucopyranose. This is the structure. Okay, if they ask you to write beta D plus glucopyranose, how do you write it? You will write an oxygen at one of the corner. Only thing is, again, this is first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon and fifth carbon. Only thing is, you have to interchange H and OH in the first carbon. That's it. OH above, H below. All other things remains the same. H, OH, OH, H, H, OH, CH2OH and H. That's it. This is beta D plus glucopyranose, but the question is on alpha D plus glucopyranose. Okay, yeah, great. Next question, students. Yeah, the next question is like this. What are fibrous proteins? Give an example. What are fibrous proteins? Yeah, see the answer. The proteins okay, in which the polypeptide chains, in which the polypeptide chains are long thread-like structures, okay, the proteins in which the polypeptide chains are long thread-like structures held by hydrogen bond or disulfide bonds. The proteins in which the polypeptide chains are long thread-like structures held by hydrogen bond or disulfide bond are called as fibrous proteins. The best examples for fibrous proteins are keratin and myosin. Where do you find keratin? Yeah, in hairs, nails, etc. Myosin in cardiac muscles. These are the best, okay, fibrous proteins. The proteins in which the polypeptide chains are long thread-like structures held by hydrogen bond or disulfide bonds are called as fibrous proteins. Example, keratin and myosin. Exactly. Now the last question, students, of this question paper. Name the base which forms hydrogen bond with adenine in double-stranded helix structure of DNA. Very simple. It is always thymine, isn't it? We know in DNA, okay, there will be hydrogen bond. Okay, how many hydrogen bond? 2 hydrogen bonds between adenine and thymine and 3 hydrogen bonds between guanine and cytosine. Remember this. Okay, yeah. Name the base which forms hydrogen bond with adenine in double-stranded helix structure. It is always thymine. So there will be 2 hydrogen bonds between adenine and thymine and 3 hydrogen bonds with guanine and cytosine. Okay, students, with this we completed all the questions of the first model question paper. So in the next upcoming videos, I'll start with the second model question paper. Please keep waiting for it. Keep watching. Until then, please revise all the questions. Be thorough with all the questions of the first model question paper. Okay? Thank you so much.